之前去日本，我们去 WMA 的比赛，我们去东京，我们带着我们国内水平很好的散打的选手去比赛。最让我震惊的就是一点，那个场地并不大，现场只能坐2000人。后乐园，对吧？大家都很清晰，后乐园是日本的殿堂级的地，其实不大，很小。
Fight commentary breakdowns here. Who is this guy? This guy is a fight commentator in China. What are his accolades? He's a second dan black belt in Taekwondo, and he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt. I randomly stumbled on this interview. I've been getting into Rednote recently, so on Rednote, I've been finding all these gems. So this is him talking about Budo, the Japanese martial arts spirit.
有一个日本选手下了地铁，穿着一身西装，背了一个公文包，下来把西服拿一个衣服架挂好，换上运动服，然后他的陪练开始给他拿把，打几下，我们看起来那个打把没有什么含金量，然后上场把一个鞭腿，散打王倒了，下来把奖金揣到包里，把包背上，穿上西服背上，继续坐地铁走。
I think this is an example of a cultural difference. In his mind, if you're here to fight, you dress in fight clothes. You don't dress in a suit or whatever. A lot of us in the West know before any event, including a fight, sometimes you'll look your best to the pre-fight conference or whatever, you're going to look your best. That's more of a cultural difference. Still, you can tell the subtext behind this is he underestimated the Japanese fighters. Kung Fu-based systems are the best, right? Sanda, which is 40 to 60% Kung Fu, it's the best, right? But obviously, he underestimated the fighter who he also further underestimated because he thought the guy was in work clothes, the guy was in non-fight clothes.
觉得不可理解，在我看来，他是业余选手，你不可能赢过我每天靠这个吃饭的人，他就是做到了。后来我有机会跟日本的这个真武的创始人山田重孝先生，还有樱庭和志先生去聊，我说，我觉得你们日本人其实挺虚伪的，你们本来就是职业选手嘛，然后你背着包，你穿着西装，你为什么要这样包装自己？他说不是的，他说你想想，我们6岁，男孩子就可以选择柔道、剑道和棒球或者足球，当然更好一点的学校，可能你可以选择空手道啊、和气道啊。他说武道是贯穿我们一生的，如果你完成了，比如说9年甚至12年教育，就是高中你毕业，你已经坚持了10几年了，即使你练得非常不好，10几年已经变成一种生活习惯。当武道变成你的生活习惯的时候，你很难摒弃它。
Shout out my viewers in Brazil, because I know a lot of viewers in Brazil do something similar. Judo, for example, is offered to them since elementary school. So I've known many friends who are Brazilian who started doing capoeira, started doing judo when they were little kids, and they continued doing it up until, let's say, the end of high school. So there's a very similar kind of martial arts culture in Brazil. I'm talking about Brazil because I wasn't familiar with the Japanese martial arts culture. I didn't know that it was very similar, that they had all these arts, karate, judo, etc., since they were little. The kung fu place I trained at when I was little in China, it was meant for kids to train basically their whole childhood, right? 少年宫. There were attempts by the Chinese government to kind of get kung fu education to be as part of a kid's life as what it looks like it is in Japan or in Brazil. It never was like that, because if you guys know anything about the Chinese school system, they work their kids too hard. It usually pays off. Chinese people, when they grow up, they go anywhere in the world. They're usually really hireable, but usually they don't have hobbies, right? That's the problem. And not just hobbies, they also don't have as much entrepreneurship unless they're from an entrepreneur family or they're from a family that kind of emphasize making money. We're getting a little bit off track. He mentioned Sakuraba, by the way, but I don't know who the other guy is. So if you can explain to me who that other guy is, because I was looking his name up and I was like, I don't know who this guy is. So if you can tell me who the other guy is, leave a comment, please.
他们说，我们很多人在墙上会写条幅心体技。为什么心搁在第一个？因为你要收心，你才能练体，最后你才能得技。然后我就觉得，日本人可以把每一件事做得很精致，实际上很多东西是我们老祖宗的东西。实际上很多真的是我们的东西，但是我们在传播的时候，有的时候忽略了。
I've heard this explained in Kempo schools, karate schools, etc., but this is the first time hearing a Chinese person re-explain a Japanese concept that originated from China, right? That's kind of funny. Culture in general, right? Because Japan was so inspired by China when China was such a superpower in the medieval days. He's Chinese, growing up, he's been fed so much, you gotta hate on Japan, but he's making a very positive video on Japan. So in the very end, he has to emphasize, by the way, everything I'm talking about that Japan's really good at, it originally came from China. He has to give that obligatory type of credit to his own country, or else he might get in trouble, or people might dislike him. His audience might be like, what are you secretly like a Japan lover? So China-Japan relationships, man, it's hard. It's hard because Japan did a lot of bad things these past 100 years. But anyways, that's not what our channel's about. Our channel's about martial arts. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this translation. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. We shouldn't just stick to Jet Li, Jackie Chan, which I'll do more. Think about movie producers who did martial arts films. I'll translate some of their interviews too. I'll find more fight commentator type stuff in China. So we got a lot more to look at. Shout out the beautiful Carolina for getting this song stuck in my head accidentally. Not her fault. Coconut Grove is a very small cove, separated by the sea, by a shifting shore. We didn't realize that we had arrived at high tide, will we make it out alive? Yeah, she likes the way I flip the tennis shit, but the fact that she don't know the words really says a bit. Says we just friends, don't you love benefits? Rich girls with Beamers and country club memberships. Yeah, playing golf is a hobby, where the grass is green and the culture is snobby. When she needs a re-up, she call her friend Robbie. Rich girl to trust fund, bitches waspy. Yeah, she won't wear it unless it's cashmere. She won't buy it on sale if it's last year. She hands her daddy's credit card to the cashier, and when she goes somewhere, she always keeps her stash near. She know the deal. We second place for... Okay, no more. Sometimes you gotta sing it, and then it's out of your head, right? All right? Thank you guys. My commentary breakdown. Shout out Carolina.